Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Trump story that they don't want you to see. Former President Donald Trump chartered a 727 plane to help fly Nelson Mandela, the revered anti-apartheid activist, to the United States. And that's just the top of the list of Donald Trump's good deeds. Here he is talking about it with the former WWE wrestler George Tyrus Murdoch.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How is somebody, and it's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't, we all like a certain level of praise, but I've never, I just like helping people. I help a lot of people, and I enjoy doing it, and I never talk about it. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that the press likes talking about, for me.
But I think it would help a lot of the American people who have been misled, I myself included. Now, listen, I'm voting for you now because of the man you are, not just because of the policies, because not every American will get the opportunity that I had to saw who you were backstage. And that's why I have this list. I mean, I have testimonials. We can't go through all because
I want to see them.
Now, this was. I had to dig deep.
I like that.
You donated $100,000 to raise dogs. You're not even a dog guy.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, that's Lara. So I have the wife of Eric, and she's a terrific person. You know, she's actually now a very big and important person in getting elected in the Republican Party. She comes from North Carolina. She loves the dogs. And I did that in her honor, actually. And, if you listen to her, boy, dogs are treated very badly. They're, some evil people having to do even with dogs. So I did that for my daughter-in-law, yeah.
Now, seriously, guys, who else thinks day one Donald Trump would save America? I mean, he's definitely got my vote. I've already voted for him. I did early voting. Because while he's talking about all the good deeds that he's done, the Democrats have nothing better to do but to throw dirt at our former commander-in-chief. Case in point, here's Barack Obama saying whatever he can to basically take a big old dump on Donald Trump's good name.
Because having people divided and angry and aggrieved and resentful, he figures that boosts his chances to get elected. Now, so those are his intentions. I do have to point out that along with his intentions, there is also a question of his competence. Have you seen him lately? I mean, he is out there, he's given 2.5 hour speeches, just word salads. You have no idea what he's talking about. He's talking about Hannibal Lecter. He's talking about this. He's talking about that. He held a town hall meeting where he just, let me explain, because I've done a lot of town hall meetings. The point of a town hall meeting is to take questions. He just decided, you know what, I'm going to stop taking questions, and then he's swaying to Ave Maria and YMCA for about half an hour. Folks are standing there not sure what's happening. Can you imagine if I did that? Can you imagine if Ruben did that right in the middle? Now, our playlist would probably be better. He called himself the father of IVF. I do not know what that means. You do not either. He said January 6th was a day of love. Do not boo, vote. It made January 6th sound like it was Woodstock. You would be worried if your grandpa was acting like this. No, I'm not joking. You would, right? You'd call up your cousins and you say, have you noticed? So imagine it coming from a guy who wants to be given unchecked power. Tucson, we do not need to see what an older, loonier Donald Trump looks like with no guardrails. We have had enough of arrogance and bumbling and bluster and division. America's ready to turn the page. We're ready for a better story. We are ready for a president, Kamala Harris.
I mean, can't you just feel how desperate they're getting at this point, guys? They're having to resort to character assassination attacks just to keep up with the Donald Trump campaign. Watching Barack Obama, I kind of get why a lot of my friends never liked him in the first place. And now I bet people like him even less. Now remember, guys, he was also the guy who tried lecturing black men or even scolding black men into voting for Kamala Harris. I did a video on that. You guys remember that? He also said that black men are afraid of voting for her because she's a woman. I can tell you guys right now, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris, but it wasn't because she's a woman. But yeah, sure, her policies and political flip-flopping, that would have nothing to do with why people aren't voting for her, right? Let's get real, guys. I guess what Trump said was true. Manhood in America, it is absolutely under attack. And so is religion.
We see that fathers are capable of great things because we've dealt with it, especially in the last 3.5 years,
Right.
a complete dismemberment of what it is to be a man. We're under attack for everything.
We are. Well, actually, manhood is
Yes.
under attack.
Yeah.
I see things that are so beautiful, and the next day I see they're knocking the hell out of somebody for doing something that a day before I said, what a wonderful thing. No, we have to get back a little bit more. You know, the other thing under attack is religion. Religion was like the glue that kept this country together, and so many people are mocking it now. They mock it, and it just kept our country together, but it's absolutely under attack.
I don't care what the people from the other side are saying. God is watching us. Do you guys agree with me? If you do, type the word amen in the comments right now. So if there's any Christians watching, I think that the choice is pretty clear this November. Just follow your conscience, guys, and don't let your friends try to persuade you differently. As Donald Trump put it, he just likes helping people. He helps a lot of people and he enjoys doing it. And he said he never talks about it, so it's nice that they brought it up in this Tyrus interview. But really, guys, I just can't believe that the man chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip to help Nelson Mandela with his 8-city U.S. tour in the summer of 1990. Tyrus himself was impressed with the former president. He praised Donald Trump during their conversation and said that he's voting for Donald Trump now because of the man that he is, not because of the policies, because not every American will get the opportunity that he had in order to see who Donald Trump was backstage. He also told our former president that he's humble because he's a father first. Very true, very true. And seriously, guys, Donald Trump is making some major headway in demographics that Republicans have never seen before, actually. For one, several black male celebrities have announced their support for the Republican presidential nominee. So now the tables have turned. With only a few weeks until Election Day, the Harris campaign sees itself struggling with black men, with Donald Trump making some gains with the very group who are traditionally some of the Democratic Party's most reliable supporters. And the numbers bear it, guys. According to a New York Times Siena College poll released last week, Kamala Harris holds 78% of the black vote, which is down from 2020 when President Biden won approximately 90% of the voting bloc. It's also down from 2016. That was when Hillary Clinton won approximately 92% of the black vote. Harris's support among black men in particular has dropped even more significantly according to the report. 70% are saying that they would vote for Harris in November, which is down from Biden's 85% in 2020. Did you guys notice the pattern there? In every single instance, in every single election over the last 4 years, the support from the black community going toward the Democratic Party has been on the decline. So a few years ago, I stumbled upon this old, worn out book at a thrift store. It was like a Goodwill or something with a handwritten note inside the cover, and it read, "This changed my life. Hope it does the same for you." So this is just this random note that was stuck inside of this book. Now I was intrigued and I bought it for $1.50. And that little investment, guys, turned out to be the best one I ever made. In fact, the principles in that book literally opened up my eyes to how money really works. And they became the foundation for my journey to financial independence. Now, I'm sharing everything that I learned and more inside the Liberty Pursuit Network, guys. Make sure you click the link in the description down below. Join us today if you're ready to change your life too. Another survey, this time it's from National Association for Advancement of Colored People. They found that 1 in 4 black men under 50 years old said that they would support Donald Trump in 2024. And guys, this is from the NAACP. Now, some black male celebrities who have actually turned up and endorsed the former president, one of the members of the hip hop group Brand New Nubian Lord Jamar. He said this woman to him is not qualified to run, a Dunkin' Donuts or even a 7-Eleven, let alone the corporation that we call the United States of America. Then he added that there was no wars going on while Donald Trump was president. He also mentioned how Donald Trump was doing gangster shiz to, let's just say, people like in the Taliban, showing them pictures of their house from a satellite. Then, of course, there's rapper Kodak Black, former Pittsburgh Steelers Pro Bowlers Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, New York Giants legend Lawrence Taylor, former NFL running back Herschel Walker, legendary boxing promoter Don King, and of course, let's not forget about the legendary boxer Mike Tyson. He said it would be nice if Donald Trump wins because he's just a good man. Mike Tyson even defended the former president, saying no one's perfect in this world. Everybody's got their shiz, 50 Cent as well, the rapper, he said he related to Trump when the former president raised his fist after getting shot in the now iconic image. He compared it to exactly what he did after he got shot. He just went into fight mode. Even Ice Cube has supported Donald Trump. So yeah, guys, there's a lot of love for former President Donald Trump. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And let me tell you guys, Democrats are just panicking about the coming Donald Trump wave this November. Are you guys ready for it? Drop a quick yes in the comment section right now. Also hit the like button to show your support. And hey, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Tap the notification bell for future updates. We are on our way to 700,000 subscribers on the channel. Every new sub helps. But let's get back to it. So Donald Trump held a rally recently in Atlanta, Georgia, and he had some very powerful words for Black and Hispanic voters. He said that any African American or Hispanic that votes for Kamala Harris, you got to have your head examined because they're really screwing you. They are really screwing you. And the same with Black voters, Hispanic voters, they're also coming out for the Republican nominee. A Times Siena College poll of Hispanic voters recently found 56% said that they would vote for Kamala Harris, while 37% said that they would vote for Donald Trump. Now, guys, this is a huge drop from the exit polls in 2020 that showed President Joe Biden won 65% of Latino voters. This was compared to the 32% that voted for Trump. Harris's campaign said that Donald Trump was insulting Black and Latino voters, but what's really insulting is Democrats year after year just basically taking our votes for granted. Now, we've seen countless clips where interviewers, they show up in a Black barbershop and they're just getting the surprise of their life when the patrons and even the barbers are saying that they're voting for Donald Trump. Case in point, NPR swung by Dexter Barbershop that had a Harris Waltz sign in the window, and most of the chairs were full. But when they asked one of the barbers, William Askew, he said he's not so sure. He said he's still on the fence and he might just not vote for anybody. His point? Well, Kamala Harris has been talking about building the middle class. But he was like, but what about the lower class? What are you doing to help the lower class? The barber said half the people he sees every single day are lower tier, lower class, not the middle class. So what's the solution for that? Then in West Detroit, NPR asked a group of longtime friends, all in their 40s, who are hanging out and who they're voting for. So let me go ahead and read the transcript for you guys. Unidentified person number 3, Democrat. Unidentified person number 4, Trump. Unidentified person number 5, Trump. Number 6, Trump. Number 7, Trump. 8, undecided. Number 9, Donald Trump. Now, this is Detroit, Michigan, guys. One of the blue wall states that Kamala Harris is really counting on in November. One of the friends, his name is Bobby Stokes, he has the same top issue this election as a lot of people in the working class neighborhood. As he said in the transcript, the economy, I gotta be able to eat, man. I need some wiggle room with my check. I don't have wiggle room to survive. The man said that he hasn't made up his mind yet, but he's also said that he's never been alive where they just appointed someone to go run for the presidency. They always had a debate. They had a process, and they skipped the process, and they just drew Kamala Harris there. So his question, much like many Americans, why would they just throw her there? Number one. And then number 2, when you look at the world when they had these meetings, it's going to be like representing China. A man representing China, a man. So the big, bad, strong U.S. is going to have Kamala. And he said he doesn't think that the world is ready for it. But still, he said that he's on the fence. His condition? If he can get a better understanding of her agenda, he'll probably go her way. I mean, that last line kind of says a lot of who Kamala is as a candidate, doesn't it? I mean, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the most important election of our lives, and still, people just don't really know where she stands or what the heck she stands for. As the people from NPR described them, This group of friends, they really gave an unvarnished truth of what they think. The host asked if the interviewer heard those types of sentiments from other voters that they talked to, and the answer was actually yes. In fact, they even said it's a trend that they've been seeing for a few years now, really across demographics. They said that Republicans are making inroads among the socially conservative within minority communities who typically vote for Democrats. And some of that is over the culture war issues that you heard in this piece. They also mentioned that conservative Arab and Muslims are also drifting away from the party well before the larger communities started getting angry at Joe Biden and the Democrats over Gaza. Not to mention the economy is also a really big issue with inflation and interest rates. I mean, it's really a tough time for a lot of Americans. And like almost every news outlet has reported, this presidential race, it really couldn't be any tighter, meaning these margins really matter. And these people the Democrats are alienating, well, they're heading straight for Donald Trump. Seriously, guys, a sizable part of the comments are coming from people who moved away from the Democratic Party and they saw the truth and the sense in voting Trump. I mean, am I right, guys? So who here in the comments is a convert? Sound off in the comments down below. Let me know if you used to be behind the Democratic Party, but now this year, for whatever reason, you're voting for Trump. We definitely got a lot of great videos for you guys on the channel for you guys to catch up with. In fact, this one is for everybody. I just uploaded a video on Dave Bautista trying to stay relevant by doing this political ad making fun of Donald Trump's masculinity. Oh boy, yo, did he get roasted? It went totally wrong for the former WWE wrestler. Details in the video, definitely check that one out right after this one. But as always, appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.